I do couples therapy, and because I do couples therapy, I work through a lot of issues. The most popular issue is after an affair, trying to restore that relationship again. And it is so difficult. Part of the grieving is going through the partner, the cheater, actually had an affair with. And it becomes very clear that this is especially hard for women. And women oftentimes place and project their blame that should go totally on their partner onto the other woman. This really strikes me, not only as a woman, but as something that is not healthy in grieving and moving on, especially if you're going to try and restore the marriage again. And I think if you're not going to restore the marriage, which happens with many couples, then it's even more important that you place the blame on the cheater and not on the other woman. Because I'm going to go through 7 things that happen when you do that. And these 7 things, these 7 ideas and concepts that you're instilling into the cheater's mind by blaming the person they cheated with in a case of the other woman, then basically you're alleviating them, and you're alleviating them of their responsibility, and you're also making it impossible to move forward and find a healthy relationship again. So these are the 7. The first thing is, your partner is the cheater. When you blame the other person, you're telling them that it was okay, that it wasn't their fault. You're taking away what they should be feeling and placing that hurt, that anger, that betrayal onto the other woman. Secondly, when you blame someone else, you're telling your partner that they're free. It's not their fault. Thirdly, you're putting them back in prehistoric times, as if to say, well, it wasn't his fault because men do this. This is what men do. He couldn't help himself. The temptation was too strong. That's ridiculous. Cheating is a choice. And if your man cheated, then he's a cheater. It had nothing to do with who they cheat with. And I know this because many times it's more than one person. And had they not been a cheater, had they not had that character, it would not have happened. Fourthly, you're telling him that you don't hold him responsible. In other words, you're minimizing him to be like a little boy, like an 18 or 20-year-old that just can't control himself. And honestly, I think I'm demeaning 18 and 20-year-old men, because I think most men grow up and they have enough self-discipline to know right from wrong. And when making a choice that's going to hurt someone they love, they wouldn't make that choice. Next, the other woman didn't cheat you. She didn't do anything to you. She's a bystander. She was in the right place at the right time. Sixthly, she wasn't the person who did wrong. Whether she did wrong or not depends on her personal life and her relationship. Has nothing to do with you and your cheater husband. The person that acted was your husband, the cheater. He's the one that lacks the character. He's the one that you should put the total blame on. And lastly, the other woman didn't break your trust. Think about it. The other woman didn't betray you. Would you just expect a random person to know how you felt, what you've been through? No. The person who knew your heart, the person who makes love to you, the person who shares your life, who created children if you have children with you, that is the person who betrayed you. And that was the person who vowed they never would. And that is the person that should get all the blame. The sooner you can resolve and move through this, and get this in your head straight, the sooner you're going to be able to move forward, whether it's to regain your trust and work on that with your partner, or whether it's to leave the marriage, the relationship, because you don't think you can ever forgive them. But please don't blame other women who cheated with your partner. They're not to blame.